Ladies and gentlemen, Delhi's air is toxic as we speak, and Delhi's politics is intoxicated with what is commonly called Liquorgate. For the last 1 year or so, citizen issues have been completely ignored because the ruling Aam Aadmi Party and the opposition BJP are way too busy playing scam. Tomorrow is a headline event in Delhi's scam-infested politics. Its chief minister, who was an anti-corruption activist in his previous avatar, will, in the next 12 hours, appear before the Enforcement Directorate in a corruption case. Now, on what grounds does the ED want to question Mr. Kejriwal? For one, the Delhi Chief Minister's name has featured several times in the ED charge sheet. But the most quoted allegation against him is that he FaceTimed with one of the prime accused in the case. That prime accused has now turned approver. His name is Sameer Mahindru. This conversation was facilitated by AAP's communication chief, Vijay Nair, who Kejriwal in this conversation referred to as my boy and asked Mr. Mahindru to continue to work with him. Now, this isn't the first time that Arvind Kejriwal will be questioned in the Liquorgate scam. Alleged. 7 months ago, he was questioned by the CBI as well. That questioning had lasted 9 hours, post which he had stepped out and said that the entire case was fabricated and a part of the BJP's dirty tricks toolkit. But much has happened since then. His most trusted compatriot, Manish Sisodia, has been arrested. Then his most vocal compatriot, Sanjay Singh, has been arrested as well. And now, the Aam Aadmi Party is saying that the BJP will ensure that Mr. Kejriwal will be arrested as well. Listen in.
ये तो जो सीनियर लीडर्स हैं वो इसके ऊपर चर्चा करेंगे, मगर अगर पूरी पार्टी को ही जेल में डाल देंगे, सारे नेताओं को ही जेल में डाल देंगे, तो सरकार और पार्टी दोनों जेल से ही चलेंगी। और यही भारतीय जनता पार्टी और केंद्र सरकार चाहती भी है कि सबको जेल में डाल दिया जाए, दिल्ली के लोगों के काम बंद हो जाएं, मुफ्त शिक्षा, मुफ्त बिजली, मुफ्त पानी, मुफ्त तीर्थ यात्रा, अच्छे अस्पताल, मोहल्ला क्लिनिक सब बंद हो जाएं, सब ठप हो जाएं, यही चाहती है केंद्र सरकार। बट ये अरविंद केजरीवाल जी होने नहीं देंगे, काम लोगों के चलते रहेंगे।
सातों की सीटों की हार बीजेपी को इतना सता रही है कि वो अपने अरेस्ट की शुरुआत दिल्ली से करने जा रहे हैं और पहला अरेस्ट अरविंद केजरीवाल जी का करेंगे, ताकि इन 7 सीटों पर आम आदमी पार्टी लड़ने लायक ना रहे। जब नेता ही नहीं होगा तो पार्टी कैसे चुनाव लड़ेगी? और अरविंद केजरीवाल जी को जेल में डालो, 7 सीटें दिल्ली की अपनी जेब में डालो, ये भाजपा का लक्ष्य है।
Is Arvind Kejriwal really going to be arrested tomorrow, or is this the Aam Aadmi Party playing wolf? I'm putting that question to my panelists this evening. Basuri Swaraj is Secretary, Delhi BJP, joining us on the broadcast. Parvinder Singh Sethi is a political analyst. Tehseen Poonawalla will be joining us in just a bit as well. As always, ladies and gentlemen, caveat here, the Aam Aadmi Party doesn't send guests to Mirror Now, despite us requesting them on multiple occasions. Parvinder ji, therefore, I'm doubly thankful to you. ये बताइए कि बार-बार आपके नेता, मतलब कल से आपके नेता एक ही चीज बोल रहे हैं, एक ही चीज में लगे हुए हैं। अरविंद केजरीवाल अरेस्ट होने वाले हैं, अरविंद केजरीवाल अरेस्ट होने वाले हैं, अरविंद केजरीवाल अरेस्ट होने वाले हैं। अभी तो ईडी ने उनको क्वेश्चनिंग के लिए ही बुलाया है। आप उन्हें अभी से ही क्यों अरेस्ट करवा रहे हैं भाई?
देखिए, मेरे नेता नहीं, वो देश के नेता हैं और दिल्ली के लिए काम किया है उन्होंने, पंजाब के लिए काम किया है, अच्छा काम किया है। बिजली, पानी, एजुकेशन, हेल्थ और जितने भी सिस्टम्स हैं उसको रिवाइव करके लोगों को जो सुविधाएं हैं, जो बेसिक सुविधाएं हैं, उनको देने का काम करा है। लेकिन भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने जिस प्रकार से सत्येंद्र जैन को, मनीष सिसोदिया को, संजय सिंह को जेल में डाल दिया और अपने पॉलिटिकल कारण से, मैं कहता हूं अगर किसी व्यक्ति ने कोई गलत काम करा है, देश के खिलाफ काम करा है, भ्रष्टाचार करा है, उसके ऊपर एक्शन होना चाहिए। हम भी उसके पक्ष में हैं। लेकिन आप राजनीतिक कारण से, चुनाव के डर से अगर आप विपक्षी नेताओं को, 95% नेताओं के ऊपर को आपने टारगेट करा है, सीबीआई, ईडी को आपने अपना कार्यकर्ता बना लिया है, जो संवैधानिक संस्थाएं उनका मिसयूज करके आप जो नेता हैं देश के, जो आपके अपोजिशन पोजीशन में हैं, जिनको आप चुनावों में नहीं हरा सकते। दिल्ली में आप 3 बार हार चुके, एमसीडी में हार चुके, हिमाचल में आपको कांग्रेस ने हराया, कर्नाटक में आपको कांग्रेस ने हराया। आपकी राजनीतिक जमीन खिसकती जा रही है और आप विपक्ष मुक्त भारत बनाना चाहते हो और अनडिक्लेयर्ड इमरजेंसी देश के अंदर लग चुकी है। मैं कहता हूं, अगर आप कह रहे हो भ्रष्टाचार हुआ है, 1 रुपए की रिकवरी नहीं हुई। आप जिसको मैं कहता हूं, आप चाहे हेमंत बिस्वा शर्मा हो, चाहे नारायण राणे हो, चाहे अजीत पवार हो, जब वो बीजेपी में आते हैं, जैसे
उनकी बाद में बात
कविता जी की बात थी, जैसे ही बीजेपी से सांठगांठ होती है
वो बाद में
नहीं, मैं आप कहता हूं, आप देखिए सीबीआई ईडी ना नरेंद्र मोदी के पास पहुंचती है,
नहीं,
ना
वो
नीरव मोदी के पास पहुंचती है, ना विजय माल्या के पास।
ठीक है
नहीं, मैं
समझ गए।
नहीं, बाद में नहीं, जो कल्प्रिट्स है।
नहीं परविंदर जी, अरे लंबी डिबेट है भाई, सारी बातें एक साथ मत बताइए ना, रुक जाइए। परविंदर जी डिबेट आधे घंटे की है, कुछ बाकी लोगों को भी बोलने दीजिए और कुछ अपना जो माल मसाला है वो थोड़ा बाद के लिए भी रख लीजिए। बासुरी स्वराज, यू हर्ड व्हाट द आम आदमी पार्टी representative here is saying on the show, essentially that the ED and the CBI are political tools, political karyakartas of the BJP. Election जीतने के लिए BJP will use these karyakartas to achieve their aim, and that is exactly what is happening, because as Arvind Kejriwal says, the entire case has been fabricated.
That is not true at all. First of all, let me respond to what Parvinder ji said. Parvinder ji, चुनाव जीतने के लिए भाजपा को किसी भी ऑपोजिशन लीडर को जेल में डालने की जरूरत नहीं है। भाजपा बहुत सशक्त है चुनाव को स्वयं जीतने की, और इसलिए 2014 में भी और 2019 में भी पूर्ण बहुमत की सरकार भाजपा की आई है। Regarding what Mr. Raghav Chadha said as well, he said 7 out of 7 seats. Let me remind him that 7 out of 7 seats of the parliament from Delhi were the people of Delhi voted in favor of BJP, and that time Mr. Kejriwal was not in jail. I do not know why Aam Aadmi Party is pretending to be a fortune teller. This is a party that used to say that we are not going to scuttle away from any investigation. They are willing to cooperate with the investigation. Tomorrow, their co-convener, the CM of Delhi, has been called for investigation. He should go join and answer a few questions. Why are they trying to be prophetic about, and then they want to keep on sort of act like astrologers and keep on making these bhavishyawanis that he's going to arrest it is beyond me. As far as this allegation by the BJP is concerned, please see 3 courts of the land today, trial court, high court and Supreme Court, have found that there is application of judicial mind, and they have found prima facie evidence to prosecute leaders of the Aam Aadmi Party. And this is not just qua Mr. Manish Sisodia. Supreme Court has already said that there's a money trail of alleged 338 crore rupees which has been established. That's why his bail has been rejected for the 6th time. 3 times in CBI cases, 3 times in ED cases. But even Mr. Sanjay Singh was remanded to judicial custody because there was the whole allegation of 2 crore rupees which were actually deposited at his house. And this wasn't only based on the statement of the approver Dinesh Arora. ED took out CDR details, call detailed recordings, and what they found was with the phone location that the employee of Dinesh Arora was present. So stop crying wolf and go join the investigation.
Tehseen Poonawalla, respond to what Basuri is saying. Playing victim will not help. Fact is, your name has cropped up multiple times in the charge sheet, in the ED charge sheet. There is an approver in the case, the prime accused, who's saying, I had a conversation with Mr. Kejriwal. He said, keep working with Vijay Nair. Clearly, Mr. Kejriwal was completely aware of the liquor policy because he's the one who's drafted it. He's the kingpin of this entire alleged scam. So why cry wolf if the ED asks you to answer some questions? Tehseen, you'll have to unmute yourself. Oops, Tehseen, we seem to be having some problem with your connection. I can't seem to hear you. So you know what we'll do? We'll try this once again. Hi, Tehseen. Arey, aaj kya ho raha hai? Yeah, okay. Yeah, why don't you reconnect and Okay, we'll just try and reconnect with you. अब ये भी होता है कभी-कभी digital India में. What can you say? Maybe he's in a bad network area. Parvinder ji, would you want to respond to what Basuri is saying in that case? ये विक्टिम प्ले करना छोड़ दीजिए. फैक्ट इज कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने बोला आप यू मे बी सेइंग दैट you know that the BJP uses ED and CBI as political कार्यकर्ताs, and partially maybe your statement may be true given the fact that in corruption cases only opposition leaders get arrested and questioned and no one from the BJP or who joins the BJP from the opposition gets questioned. And वो लिस्ट हम सबको अब बायाट याद हो गई है. परविंदर जी, आप वो हमको बताने की कोशिश कर रहे थे. हेमंत बिस्वा शर्मा, अजीत पवार, छगन भुजबल, मतलब द लिस्ट इज लॉन्ग. आई डोंट वांट टू गेट इनटू दैट. लेकिन पॉइंट इज कि अगर ईडी आपसे सवाल पूछना चाहती है, because the people they have questioned so far have named Arvind Kejriwal and said they have had conversations with him about the liquor policy, the now scrapped liquor policy. Where is the problem in him going and answering these questions? Why start suddenly saying ये तो अरेस्ट होने वाले हैं? ये इतना क्या भौकाल और हवा मचा रहे हैं इसका?
नहीं, देखिए, आप इस बात को समझिए. हर व्यक्ति, हर नेता सीबीआई और ईडी को पूरी तरह से कोऑपरेट कर रहे हैं उनके साथ. लेकिन जिन संजय सिंह को अरेस्ट करा, मनीष सिसोदिया को अरेस्ट करा, उनको अरेस्ट करना इतना जरूरी नहीं था. लेकिन ईडी हैज सम स्पेशल पावर्स फॉर अरेस्टिंग एनीबडी. और कोर्ट जब तक ईडी का आईओ या सीबीआई का आईओ चाहेगा तब तक कोर्ट उसको जमानत नहीं देगी. अगर किसी व्यक्ति को जमानत नहीं मिलती तो यह सिद्ध नहीं होता कि वो आरोपी है. अभी जांच चल रही है. जिस प्रकार बांसुरी जी ने कहा कि देखिए, भारतीय जनता पार्टी इतनी बड़ी पार्टी है, उसको देश की जनता ने मैंडेट दिया है, लेकिन वो एक विपक्ष मुक्त भारत बनाना चाहती है. वो एक डेमोक्रेसी को खत्म करके डिक्टेटरशिप की राजनीति करना चाहती है. इन्हीं चीजों को जिस प्रकार से उन्होंने संवैधानिक संस्थाओं का मिसयूज करा, एक इंडिया फ्रंट बनकर खड़ा हो गया. देश के अंदर आप ना देश के खिलाड़ी का सम्मान करते हैं, ना जवान का सम्मान करते हैं, ना किसान का सम्मान करते हैं, ना गरीब आदमी का सम्मान करते हैं, ना मजदूर का सम्मान करते हैं. आप सिर्फ अपने अमीर लोगों को, अमीर दोस्तों को बेनिफिट देने के लिए और अपनी पार्टी को सशक्त करने के लिए किसी भी हद तक चले जाते हैं. इस वजह से एक इंडिया फ्रंट खड़ा हुआ है.
Okay, ठीक है. तहसीन पूनावाला, before we lose your connection, just come in here. Tomorrow is the big day as far as Delhi politics is concerned. The sitting chief minister of the state of the union territory will have to appear before the enforcement directorate and answer questions. We know that it is going to be a marathon questioning. We also know what Mr. Kejriwal is going to come out and say, saying evidence hai nahi, fabricated cases. This is part of the BJP's toolkit. While it's all very well to say that, fact is that we've heard what the Supreme Court has said, na? When it decided not to grant bail to Manish Sisodia, that there seems to be a money trail of 338 crore rupees that has been established. So to say that the Aam Aadmi Party didn't know they are completely innocent, ye to fabricated case hai, that is also stretching it a bit.
Yeah, good evening. Thank you for having me on the show. Finally, the network has come back. Just like I hope some wisdom comes back to the present union government. And my suggestion to the present union government that loves to change names is change the name of ED to BD. Bajrang Dal, because the ED acts like an arm of the Bharatiya Janata Party. Now, why am I telling you this? Including on the case of Manish Sisodia ji. First, I have no doubt, as so far as Sanjay Singh is concerned, the evidences against Sanjay Singh are as much as the Prime Minister's press conferences, that is zero. As so far as Arvind Kejriwal ji is concerned, all of this is rhetorical. He was aware of the scheme. He was aware of this. I can be aware that I'm Superman. It amounts to nothing. Did Arvind Kejriwal sign any file? The person who last signed the file was the LG. Why is the LG not dragged? They will not drag the LG. Now let's come to Manish Sisodia in this particular case. This is what happens in ED. In ED, ED is extremely draconian. So you have to satisfy two twin conditions for any court to grant you bail. A, in ED, there's a presumption you're guilty until you prove yourself innocent. B, even after charge sheet is filed, all the agencies have to come and say is tentatively they found some new evidence, and the court has to be convinced that you're innocent until it gives you bail. But it cannot be convinced you're innocent, because in a bail hearing, it does not go into the merits of the case. It only hears whether there is prima facie anything or no. And even in case of Manish Sisodia, what it said, tentatively 338 crores. How does this 338 crores come out? No money link is established. ED, after filing the charge sheet, comes and says, oh, 338 crores is the profit made by the traders from 5% to 12%. No money trail is shown to Manish Sisodia. So this may actually end up being the profit. It may end up being anything. In the end, ED's conviction rate is 0.5% because they get no conviction because of this, but the process becomes the harassment simply because you're guilty until you prove innocence, and court work under the assumption that you're guilty until you can prove yourself innocent. And all the agencies do mischief is they come and they say, we found some new link and therefore we need a person in custody. I'll ask one question. If Manish Sisodia's charge sheet has been filed, 338 crores has been established. It's not established, it's gone to his house. Why is he in jail? He's not at flight risk. Let him out. You don't want to let him out because liberty is being compromised. Imagine today, and it's a very sad state of affairs, your constitutional court is sitting on bail matters, your lower courts are not granting bail, and that is a terrible thing to happen in any democracy.
And the Supreme Court, just by the way, over and over and over again itself says that bail is the rule and jail is the exception. Tehseen Poonawalla, I want to ask you whether you believe Arvind Kejriwal is going to be arrested after tomorrow's questioning. I'm asking you this question not because I'm making up stories, but because since yesterday, every Aam Aadmi Party minister / leader who's given a soundbite to television cameras has said the same, कि Arvind Kejriwal arrest hone wala hai.
They won't arrest him tomorrow. They will definitely, if the 4 state elections out of the 5 go against BJP and BJP is completely wiped out, the agencies will also show a little bit of a spine to the government and say that you're crossing the line. If it doesn't, my unfortunate reaction is in January, they will go after Arvind Kejriwal because the government does not want an opposition to be united. It is extremely petrified. This is a government that will use every single tool in its hands to discredit the opposition, to go after the opposition, to put them behind bar. Tell me, Shreya, how come every time there's an election in some state, Tamil Nadu, there'll be raids there. West Bengal, there'll be raids there. Rajasthan, now there'll be raids there. You remember, Shreya, the Kartikeya Chidambaram raids, ED came out, they said that there's a tennis court in Spain, there's a swimming pool in Mumbai. What happened to it? Did you see it? Did they show anybody? What happened with DK Shiv Kumar during the raids? They said 90 crores was fine, 900 crores was fine. Did they put that out? Nothing's come out. ED's conviction rate is 0.5%, but the process is the punishment. They will continue to harass you. So if out of the 5 states, 4 states, the BJP is completely routed, the agencies should stand up to the government in that case, in my opinion.
Doubt that will happen. Basuri, I'll bring you in here. Look, if someone's hands are not clean, certainly the agency should go after them. After all, agencies like the CBI and the ED are important in India's democracy because they should ensure that's their role, that they should ensure that they keep this country's politicians and babus honest, right? So they play an important part in India's democracy. But look at the image that they have created for themselves in the last 8 to 9 years. The agencies हैं, अगर ये opposition पे raid कर रही हैं, ये तो politically motivated ही होगा, because every time, even in Rajasthan, for example, there are elections to be held. You already have raids on, on the chief minister, his son, his brother, etc. My question to you is, it's, as a citizen of India as well, who votes and pays taxes, and too much taxes, might I add. The question is this: हमारी एजेंसीज को सिर्फ ऑपोजिशन के नेता क्यों दिखते हैं, बीजेपी के नेता क्यों नहीं दिखते, और वो ऑपोजिशन के नेता क्यों नहीं दिखते जो बीजेपी को जाके ज्वाइन कर लेते हैं? ऐसा ही है बासुरी, मैं आपको नाम गिनाना शुरू करूंगी तो प्रोग्राम खत्म हो जाएगा, लेकिन टॉप 3 गिना देती हूँ.
मुझे आप जवाब दे दीजिए. I'll respond to all 3 things which fell from my co-panelists as well as you. First of all, let me just answer for what fell from Mr. Parvinder Singh. वो एक नया लॉ बना रहे हैं देश में. मैं आपको ये बता दूं कि किसी भी आईओ के अधिकार क्षेत्र में नहीं है बेल देना या जेल में रखना. ये कोर्ट के अधिकार क्षेत्र में है. Prima facie evidence has been established not only before the trial court, high court, and the Supreme Court of India. So please stop accusing investigating agencies for keeping Manish Sisodia in jail. It was the court's decision. Now let me respond to what Tehseen Poonawalla ji has said. Number 1, are you saying that the Supreme Court is also playing politics? No, the judiciary is independent in India. It is not a mouthpiece of neither of the BJP. And now let me respond to what he was talking about, opposition. The opposition in the alliance is disintegrating on its own. You must have heard of what Mr. Arvind Kejriwal went and said in Chhattisgarh. He was actually criticizing the education policies of the Congress party itself. And also, Tehseen bhai, Please remember, it is always the Congress which the Aam Aadmi Party upsets to get into power. Whether it was gaining power in Delhi, it wasn't a BJP-ruled state. They removed the Congress Party and came to power. Similarly, in Punjab, they removed the Congress Party and came to power. Now let me talk about what you're talking about, ED. As far as misuse of investigating agencies is concerned, let me tell you, the ED is an autonomous and an independent agency. But please see the track record of the Aam Aadmi Party. When the Punjab government of Aam Aadmi Party was formulated, what did they do? One single comment by Mr. Kumar Vishwas, which was not in consonance to the Aam Aadmi Party's ears, and they sent the Punjab police knocking at his door. Our own leader, BJP leader, Mr. Tejinder Bagga, the Aam Aadmi Party sent Punjab police knocking on his door and arrested him. In fact, Shreya, have you forgotten? A journalist from your channel, they actually picked her up. Aam Aadmi Party ensured that there was a false case, and then she was arrested in Punjab. That is how they actually throttle the opposition. That is how they throttle democracy. It is not the BJP that is misusing ED.
Okay, Tehseen Poonawalla, you want to respond to that, but here's the thing, Basuri, just because the Aam Aadmi Party does it doesn't make it right. And it doesn't mean that the
But
BJP
the
should be
BJP
doing
is
it as
not
well.
doing it
And anyhow,
either.
the Aam Aadmi Party will argue it's the BJP that started it.
No,
Again, you haven't answered the question I ask you every time this discussion comes up. How is it suddenly
Question, I
that
know that the
opposition
answer is
leaders
not
with
something
corruption charges against them who join the BJP are suddenly clean?
that is never
No,
true.
I ask you this question every time, na.
The investigation is
No,
pending.
so where are the investigating agencies when it comes to Ajit Pawar? अरे भाई अजीत पवार पे भी रेड कर लो, छगन भुजबल पे भी रेड कर लो, शुभेंदु अधिकारी पे भी रेड कर लो. What about Himanta Baswa Sarma? उस पे भी रेड कर लो.
Thank you for raising Suvendu Adhikari. Let me tell you what's happening with Suvendu Adhikari. The TMC has foisted 27 FIRs against him. And you will not believe the kind of allegations that Suvendu Adhikari stole a gold chain, that Suvendu Adhikari stole tarpaulins. 27 FIRs against him by the ruling dispensation of West Bengal TMC, as well as you will not believe even the women in his family have not been spared. There are FIRs against his brothers and his sisters-in-law. So please, the opposition cannot try and preach something else and practice something entirely. The ED is merely doing its job.
Okay.
The BJP-ruled government is not actually misusing the ED. It is all the opposition-run states who are misusing their police to throttle democracy. And especially, see, I'll tell you something. When I said, let me rake this up again. A journalist from your channel, because she raised a particular point which was not very dear to their ears, she was actually implicated by the Punjab police in a false case. How can you be dissatisfied by my answers when
I agree
the
with
facts
you.
actually show you to the contrary?
You know, if there is the case of Operation Sheesh Mahal and the sort of treatment that the Times Network got at the hands of the Aam Aadmi Party, well, they are equally guilty of what the BJP did. I'm not here batting for the Aam Aadmi Party or the BJP. No, I'm a journalist who has to ask questions as impartially as I can.
Has the BJP ever boycotted your channel? Has the BJP ever boycotted your channel?
No.
Has the BJP ever stopped your journalists?
Well, for a brief while they did.
The Vidhan Sabha, which is not their private property. It's the Aam Aadmi Party that treated the Vidhan Sabha as a private property and debarred your journalists from entering. You are not always very kind to BJP, but look at me, I'm right, sir, right? And I come on your channel very regularly. In democracy, dissent is an integral
You do,
part.
and full credit to you there. No, you do, and full credit to you there, and to your party there. Tehseen, I have to say this. Aam Aadmi, we are often called the opposition ka channel for some strange reason. And it's half the times the opposition that is not coming to the channel. So, I think we may be doing something right by the end of it.
Can I give out a secret?
For
all the viewers
not again.
I have to. Come on, I have to give this up. For all the viewers of Mirror Now, Shreya voted for BJP. She actually voted for BJP. But jokes apart, credit to
you
Basuri.
cannot disclose who she voted for. It's a secret ballot.
But
you're hindering her democratic right.
koi baat nahi. I say
She said it
No,
openly.
no, he isn't. I'll tell you why,
But
Basuri, because
as a lawyer,
I
would
say it
defend
openly.
her as well.
But
But I say it openly, and I say because I vote for the BJP, I have a right to question them. I have a right to question my government. And when it comes to democratic rights, I really wish the government of India right now in the Supreme Court wasn't arguing for citizens not to know which political party is getting how much money from which corporate. I'm talking about the electoral bond hearing that is happening in the Supreme Court. So it's my democratic right to know as a tax-paying citizen which corporate is giving which party how much money. But the government of India, unfortunately, in court, Basuri has gone and said citizens don't have a right to know everything. I'm just a little shocked and stunned with that statement. But anyhow, वो बात की बात है, वो बाद में बात करेंगे. Tehseen, last word to you.
In case of Mr. Y.S. Chaudhary, who's recently gone in washing powder BJP, been cleaned by the washing powder BJP detergent, the BJP MP GVL Narasimha Rao said that he got money from foreign sources, including anti-nationals. In case of Himanta Biswa Sharma ji, there was a white paper removed by the BJP. Conveniently, he's now chief minister and he's been made a witness. So the BJP, I can give you up to 10 examples. Mukul Roy is even more magical. While he was in TMC, there was inquiry on him. When he came to BJP, there was no inquiry. He went back to TMC, the inquiry started on him. It's almost magical. But here is the question that we need to address very, very seriously. There are 2 points Basuri made. Number one, the Supreme Court of India. No, it's not a political court, but even the Supreme Court of India cannot give you bail because the twin conditions is the court has to be convinced you're innocent until you prove yourself you're guilty. The court has to go under the assumption you're guilty until you prove yourself innocent, which is the opposite of the legal jurisprudence. That itself makes it impossible for any court, trial or Supreme Court, to give you bail in PMLA cases. The second and more important thing is, it is now the heart of our democracy is liberty. It is now incumbent upon various courts to stand in favor of liberty. If we don't stand in favor of liberty, we will not have democracy. And I stand with what you say, Shreya. All governments across party lines would like to use unchecked powers to stifle opposition, whether it is AAP in Punjab or the BJP in the center. The question is, we as citizens, you as a journalist, and courts must stand up to safeguard liberty. Between life and liberty, I would choose liberty, not life. I think it's very dangerous, the road we are treading on. There is no evidence against Sanjay Singh, nothing against Arvind Kejriwal, and I'm sad that Manish Sisodia continues to be in jail, though I oppose the Aam Aadmi Party and I'm a very big critic of theirs.
All right, so in the next 12 hours or so, we will see Delhi's sitting chief minister being questioned by the Enforcement Directorate. Basuri Swaraj, I hope to see you back again tomorrow at 8 o'clock. Parvinder Singh Sethi, same with you. Please book the time and the date, please. And Tehseen Poonawalla, I'm hoping to see you at 8 p.m. tomorrow as well, because again, it's going to be a big day as far as Delhi's politics is concerned. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Thank you very much for your time here on Mirror Now. It's always a pleasure to speak to all of you. It's usually such a civilized debate, and that's something that is heartening. Thanks. Bye. Bye, guys. Ladies